Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Travis, aka The Raw View. Welcome to Setup Evolution Episode 4, the show where we look at your setup and how it evolves over time. First up, we have Josh. He started with 2 Dell laptops, a microphone, and a pair of headphones. And then he upgraded to a decent HP Pavilion laptop that allowed him to do some light gaming. He also got a Razer Naga mouse, a Razer Black Widow keyboard, some more headphones, some new Logitech speakers, a Focusrite 2i2 audio interface. The laptop just wasn't doing it for him, and he decided to build his own custom computer with an AMD FX 8350 CPU, 32 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and he says he has a 970 Ti, which does not exist. There's no such thing. So I'm assuming that was a typo, and he also has a Corsair Black Steel case. He also went crazy adding screens all over the place. And then in the next photo you can see he basically cleans everything up. He has 3 monitors, 2 Asus monitors on the side and an AOC monitor in the middle, and a 35-inch TV above. He has upgraded his speakers to PreSonus Area E5 Studio monitors, the same that I have. He still has the same audio interface, mouse, and keyboard. I see that he has a lot of headphones, and I have to ask myself if you actually use all of them. Josh, there are a lot of things I would do differently with this setup. First, I personally would get rid of the pin board up on the left. I think this is going to make both of your sides look a lot more even, and it will make your setup look a lot less cluttery. Next, I would get rid of the lamp if you don't use it. If you do use it, keep it there, but it's just one of those things where I don't have one because I didn't find it being necessary. I used to have one and I don't anymore because I never used it. Next, I would put away the headphones that you're not currently using. Maybe only keep 1 pair of headphones out and keep the other ones, in a little cubby or a little shelf or headphone stands or something else, instead of just having them all out on your microphone stand. I would also consider buying a cable cover kit to handle the cables going up to your TV, and maybe something like a Blue Lounge cable box for handling some of the cables underneath your desk. I would also move the PreSonus boxes somewhere else. Last, I would look for another Asus monitor and switch it out for the AOC monitor. And maybe last thing would be upgrade the chair. Anyways, thank you, Josh, for submitting your setup to Setup Evolution. Next, we have Hugh. He also started out with a laptop and then upgrades to a 1 monitor setup. Still running off that same laptop, he has a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse, and it looks like he also has a PlayStation 4 hooked up to it. Then upgrades to a 2 monitor setup using the same laptop to power everything, it looks like. He upgraded his chair to a GT Omega, got a bunch of headphones, it looks like. I see the Bose QC120 there, and I see the Sennheiser HD215s. Also looks like he has a bunch of LED lights, Logitech speakers, Deathstalker Razer keyboard, SteelSeries mouse, and a tablet overhead. But in this picture over here, you have the tablet in front of your speakers. No. Never put something in front of your speakers. That drives me nuts. Don't do it. But you have pretty nice cable management. Is that cardboard I see? That is. Oh my goodness. We have cardboard in them. I don't know. It's weird. The cardboard actually matches, like the colors almost match. If you're going to use cardboard, make sure I can't tell that it's cardboard. Like, paint it, do something, just make sure I can't tell it's cardboard. You might want to get something else to replace that with, maybe a piece of painted wood or stained wood, I don't know. Just don't use cardboard, please. But I'm not going to give you too much crap on it because the colors do match pretty well. Overall, pretty sweet evolution of like your desk and stuff. I would say your next step's definitely building a custom built computer and also getting an audio interface, because I can tell that you love audio and that will increase your audio experience greatly. Next we have Hugo. He started out the exact opposite way of Hugh and built his PC first with a 4690K CPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 760 GPU. He had no desk and no monitor and just hooked up everything to his TV. Then he gets a really cool looking desk with some really cool mouse designs on it and a monitor and speakers. You can see he has a single monitor from a distance here, and then he upgrades to a second monitor. He just found, some old IBM monitor, it looks like, and he is using a book for a stand for that monitor. Then he replaces one of the monitors with one that almost matches the height of the IBM monitor. Overall, the cable management is okay, but far from great. There is a lot you can do in this area, and use some cable sleeves and even use some zip ties. Zip ties are really cheap, and they will make your setup look so much nicer. Like, zip tie all the wires that are coming off of your computer, zip tie them on one big bundle and go up that leg, zip tie them to the leg. I think it would make your setup look a lot cleaner. I think you would really benefit from a ultra wide monitor. Looking at your setup, I think it would just fit your desk perfectly, and then possibly upgrading your GPU inside of your computer. Overall, great setup. Thank you for submitting. Next we have CF Matteo 25. He started out with a very weird dual layer setup with wires going everywhere, a towel on top of the computer to ensure overheating records, and hopefully it catches fire so he can get that insurance money. Then he ended up moving, and well, his setup looks the same except the walls are different and that towel is still on top of the computer. Next, he added some shelves with the towel still in the computer. Then he moved to a real desk with stuff just everywhere, upgraded to some Creative Lab speakers and an Acer laptop on the side. He has a subwoofer in a really bad spot, and look, he got a new towel. Next, he finally got rid of the towel. Oh my goodness, thank you. He upgraded his mouse, his keyboard, and even built his own custom computer with a 4690 CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 760 graphics card. This is so much cleaner than what was before. You could still use some cable management when it comes to the wires below the monitor and the cables on the right side, but overall not bad. I would suggest that you upgrade your RAM to something like 8 gigs or 16 gigs of RAM, because there are definitely programs that will use more than 4 gigs of RAM, and even games that will use more than 4 gigs of RAM, especially if you have other programs running in the background that already are eating at your RAM, like Google Chrome. For whatever reason, eats RAM like nobody's business. And I would suggest getting yourself a real headphone stand, but I do give you props for being creative and using a clip. Well, that's it for this episode of Setup Evolution. I will leave a link down in the description below to the instruction video if you want to submit your setup to Setup Evolution, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.